Dude, the amount of champion fragments I have, man, just ready to fuse champions on this account, it's getting a little bit out of hand. Why do I still have Slick's fragments? What am I even doing at this point, man? I have these things for like 8 months or something, man. Hey, what are the champion fragments that I've still got waiting around, man? The fragments for Udex Artor, who, would you know, is the first champion we're going to be covering in this happy little video. Legendary champions that do not need skill books in order to pop off on your account. I feel like Udex Artor is one of these guys. I'm not going to lie, man, this video was inspired by a video that went up like a month ago, I think, from Boozer on Boozer's channel. Sweet little video. I've got some of the same picks as him, some of them that he covered that I actually disagree with a little bit, so we'll be getting to those when we get to them. But Udex, I think, is a good place to start, man. Attack all enemies A1, great with the stun set. He's going to be able to do a good job with that, depending on where you want to use him. But I think he's worth a mention on this list for the newer players out there, right? You don't want to be putting your books into Udex Artor. Why? Well, he's got a single target revive on the A3. Ideally, you're just winning stuff without anybody on your team dying, and you don't particularly need the cooldown reduction on Udex Artor for the revive. And his A2, yeah, it's a 5-10 cooldown, increase attack, strengthen buff, 10 meter fill. You combine this A2 skill with his passive, which is an ally speed aura in all battles, and if you're going to be using Udex Artor mostly as an arena speed lead, right, then as long as you build him fast and you get to go first in arena and just use his A2 one time, for the early game players out there, you're just kind of going to win, right? He's going to get off the increased attack buff, the 10 meter fill, your nukers are going to come in and just clean house and just win the round anyway. Getting the cooldown reduction on his A2, if you're mostly using him in things like Classic Arena and stuff like that, not really necessary. And so while, of course, if you're going to be using Udex into multiple areas of the game, and, well, it just becomes common sense that skill books are always going to make a champion better, obviously, he's not necessarily the kind of champion that I would recommend that you go ahead and put the books on into. Which, to be fair, all champions that we cover on this list are going to be better with skill books, otherwise, I mean, really, what are we even talking about, you know? But the point is, these champions can do their job just fine without the books. In fact, a champion that I could cover on this list, if I was so inclined, would actually be Corrado Foxhunter. As a legendary champ, he's not particularly amazing when fully booked on out, but what he does bring is a triple hitter A1, which is going to help you out a hell of a lot into early Fire Knight. He also brings a weakened debuff on that triple hitter A1, great into Demon Lord Clan Boss, and with the Giant Slayer Mastery, he's also going to do extra damage as well into the likes of Demon Lord. Not a bad little legendary champ. Oh, he also brings block active skills as well on his A3, which if you save that skill for use against the Viper form in Chimera, he can also help you out there as well. So, yeah, man, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, man, click on the link down below at the top of the video description box, man, to get Corrado as your free starter legendary. Wouldn't recommend putting books into the guy, but he's going to give you a good boost to your account. This right here is the webpage that link down below is going to take you to. Use this page to sign up and create your new account. You're going to get all kinds of free epic champions as well, by the way, as you level up your account also, but Corrado will be yours as soon as you are done with the in-game tutorial. Corrado's just going to pop up in your account's inbox, like so. Best beginner promo link going, man. Make sure that you get it used. The next champion that we're going to cover is going to be another freebie. I'm going to be sticking to mostly the free and more easily accessible champs to begin with in this one. Where the hell is Syl? Why am I blind? Oh god, she's all the way up at the top. Okay, Syl of the Drakes, man. Very, very solid champion when you get her for most players, right? I think that the issue with Syl is that a lot of her value kind of comes in from her passive, her healing, right? Heals allies 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn, plus an increased speed buff, whatever. Just build a Syl of the Drakes that's nice and fast, super fast if you can, in a Relentless set as well. That can be very, very useful. She gets a chance of getting an extra 10 that way, which then kind of pseudo reduces the cooldowns of our A2 and A3 anyway. Her passive is great, okay? Doesn't need any skill books at all. Then you've got all of her other skills, which frankly just don't benefit that much from books, right? She's got a chance of placing decreased speed on the A1, but even fully booked, it's only 40% chance. She brings a double hitter stun on the A2, but even fully booked, it only goes up to a 35% chance on each hit. Still not mega reliable. And then on the A3, it's a revive, which if you're having to spam the revive out on a 4-turn cooldown and you feel like you need to have this booked, you're probably just trying to do content that's too difficult for you. Ideally, the revive is like a backup. It's a failsafe. It's not something that you should be needing to spam out all that much. Syl also doesn't really scale that well with the kit that she's got into certain high-level dungeons. Certainly none of the hard dungeons. Definitely not Hydra, anything like that, or any late clan boss teams. It's just not the way her kit operates, man. She's very much like a 7 out of 10 champion in many, many areas of the game. Not really a 9 or a 10 out of 10 in any particular area of the game, unless you're going to count faction wars. And so for that reason, dumping the books into Syl, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a better champion on your team somewhere that is more deserving of, or is just hungrier for those legendary skill books than Silly. Next up, another champion that I guess most people watching this video probably got for free while she was a free login legendary is going to be Alice the Wanderer. You can actually still get Alice for free, by the way, on brand new raid accounts. If you create a new account using my promo link, for example, you can use promo code GETALICE to get Alice the Wanderer for free on day 1 of a new account as well. So you can choose between her or Sun Wukong, or whatever. Alice is another great champ though without legendary books, which is why she's such a great champion to pick up if you did get her for free. This is all because of her passive as well, man. This is kind of like a little bit of a theme now that I think about it. Most of these legendaries have a very powerful passive that kind of defines their kit a little bit. I think Alice is one of those, right? She's got an active skill, stuck on a 310 cooldown. Books do not help you with this passive. Resets the cooldown of one of Alice's skills each time they kill an enemy. This is going to kill once per skill, right? This means that even though she's got a 410 cooldown, big attack all enemies AoE hitter on the A2, if it kills something, she can instantly use it again. Lovely, right? Same thing with the A3. Attacks one enemy, ignores a portion of the target's defense, smacks, right? Very nice. If the initial target dies, this also attacks the enemy with the lowest HP, potentially getting a second kill there as well. And again, this can also reset its own cooldown. And so that's awesome. It means that you don't have to worry about the cooldown reduction on Alice's skills, and she's actually going to be very helpful for you into wave content and just helping you kill waves in dungeons and stuff like that without needing the skill books. She's also a great arena champion as well, with or without the A2 being bugged. The extra debuff chance, the extra chance of increasing the cooldowns of enemy skills by 2 turns and decreasing turn meter and stuff, that's all great. It's already 75% land rate. If you want to build out Alice later on in your account's lifespan and get her fully booked up and use her as like your arena specialist nuker until you find something better, you do you know, that's great. But certainly in the early game and like early mid game, I wouldn't really bother booking out the Alice. She's great without the books. Now it's probably a good time to mention, by the way, that if you did book out any of these champions already on your account, maybe as like a beginner player or something, don't worry too much about it, man. These are like all, for the most part, very solid champions. They're going to offer great value to your account anyway, and so it's not necessarily a bad thing if you book these guys out. It's just I mostly recommend, most of the time, most people's accounts, that you book out other champions first. Arbiter kind of falls into a similar lane as Eudex Artor, right? She brings a speed aura in arena battles, right? So if you're going to use it as your speed aura lead, you're probably going to have her open then with the A3, which plays an increased attack buff and then fills ally turn meter by 30%. Much better than Eudex Artor's, by the way. His speed aura is obviously also superior, but it's also a similar deal with the Arbiter, right? Yeah, you can get some cooldown reduction on this A3, I guess, but it's not the biggest deal. Like, most of the time, if your Arbiter gets to go first, especially in the early and early mid game of your account, the game's kind of over if you get to go first with Arbiter in arena, you know? And so while you can buck her out if you want to, it's not completely necessary, because the main use of the champion as an arena speed lead isn't that dependent on the champion actually being booked. Now for some slightly more niche picks, man. This is a champion that actually was just brought to my attention quite recently, and I didn't realize how much Leorius does not require books. We're talking a void legendary here, man, that doesn't need to eat any books at all. That's kind of insane. That's kind of crazy, right? So his A1 just gets more damage from getting books. Damage is great, by the way. It's 10% blocks of damage, so it's not insignificant. Like, again, it's fine if you want to have a Leorius that absolutely smacks, great. But most of the time, he does enough damage to do his job. Anyway, his A2, it's a double hitter, attacks all enemies 2 times, and the second part of a skill is a passive effect. Just get more damage from using the books. It's fine, you know? And then on the A3, it's stuck at a 410 cooldown, no matter what. And the land rate of the True Fear and Weaken debuffs on this attack all enemies skill, it's already 80%, which is, I don't know, dude, like, it's 80% of the way there, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, the only skill that you'd really want the books to go into anyway are the A3, and even that isn't just supremely impactful. And so Leorius, unless you're just looking to, like, bolster his damage a little bit, can do his job just fine without being booked, which is just a little bit unusual for a void legendary, man. I think it's really interesting. Anyway, champion with like very solid arena reviews. Just a very interesting and special case. Next to man, we've got a champion. This is one of the champs that Boozer covered that I thought was really interesting too. Champion that I'm actually building out right now, just farming up masteries for slowly on my own account, is Queen Eva. This is a champ that brings a very unique A3 to the table. up, man. She brings in a tackle. It's a 5-10 cooldown, right? You might be thinking, oh my god, how could this not need books? Attacks all enemies, decrease enemy 10 meter by 20%. Okay, fine. Resets the cooldowns on each of this champion's skills. If any target is killed, has an extra 15% chance of inflicting a crit. Oh my god. So this thing can infinitely loop and infinitely reset its own cooldown, meaning Queen Eva as a campaign farmer can be like, what, like, I think it's got like a relatively slow animation on this A3, but she can clear campaign in what, like 8-9 seconds? Something like that. It's pretty damn good because she can just spam this A3 over and over and over, right? So if you do happen to build her out for even just like wave content or whatever, maybe you used it in Arena originally, where she's not bad as well, by the way. She just bring a double hitter A2, ignores half the target's defense, extra 15% chance to crit, and enemies killed by the skill cannot be revived. This thing's stuck on a 5-10 cooldown. If you're going to be using her as like an arena main champion, like one of your arena nukers or whatever, fair enough, maybe you want to go ahead and buck her up. Even then, in my view, not completely necessary, but it's there, you know, you can get the cooldown reduction, extra damage, fair enough. For the A3 for a campaign farmer, the books are just not needed at all. And don't forget, you can also, I guess, reset the cooldown. Oh my god, I mean, yeah, this A3 is just nuts, man. It's great in arena, it's great in PvE. Very, very nice without books. Well, when I say it's great in PvE, what I really mean is it's great as a campaign farmer. It's not that amazing many other places. But I do wonder how it actually turns out in Spider. Queen Eva in like a normal mode Spider team, maybe, just clapping the cheeks over and over with the waves and just constantly resetting the A3 cooldown. Wonder if that's a thing. Now, another champion that Boozer covered in his video was Staltus Dragonbane. Talking about his passive into hard mode dragon more than anything. Whenever an enemy attempts to place weaken, decrease defense, or a poison debuff on this champion, reflect them back onto the attacker. Now, fair enough, man. The point that Boozer was making with Staltus is that, okay, if you're just going to be using this guy as sort of like a foil into hard mode dragon, and that's all you're using him for, really, and you can just get him to the boss, fair enough, man. Then I guess technically you don't have to book him, but I was really, really surprised, man, to see Staltus pop up in that video. I feel like books benefit this guy immensely, man, for the cooldown reduction and the debuff chance on his A2, attack all enemies 2 times. It's kind of comparable to Sill of the Drakes' AoE stun, except a way higher land rate on the stun. Combine that with the fact that Staltus can actually nuke, like this guy can actually hit pretty damn hard. It's like a defense-based nuker. The 10% damage boosts as well are also worth really quite a bit. And then he's also got a big old smack that's bookable down to a 4-10 cooldown on its A3, which also places some key debuffs as well, which can actually be some pretty damn useful debuffs into certain areas of the game, get those booked up to 100% land rate. I don't know, man, I feel like as somebody who pulled Stout, like I understand Boozer's point with the passive, like I get it, but for me on my free-to-play account, man, oh my god. I remember I pulled Staltus long ago on one of my previous free-to-play accounts. The guy absolutely changed my account forever, dude. Like, the account was kind of dragging its feet, wasn't really doing a whole lot. I pulled Staltus. I think I got him out of a Prism Shard, actually. Did I get him out of a Prism? I can't even remember, dude. I got Staltus. He just changed everything, man. I booked that guy out so quick, and he was pumping, man. I used him basically everywhere in the game, and so I feel like for most people who pull Staltus, you're probably still gonna fully book this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I think I do. I don't disagree with Boozer's premise. I know what he's saying, but I feel like for 90% of players, you're probably going to book out Staltus. You know what I'm saying? Next up, man, a free starter legendary that I was giving away in a previous promo link that I think is still active. You can still technically use it if you go back to some of my videos from like a week or two ago. The Elnaril legendary of the High Elves faction. Why is Elnaril so good? Well, it's because she's a... brings a lot of key debuffs to the table for early game Demon Lord Clan boss. She brings an HP burn on the A1. 100% land rate, by the way. As long as she's got the accuracy, then she's good. In fact, I'm mistaken. The HP burn on the A1 just can't be resisted, right? So it doesn't require accuracy at all. And then she brings a double hitter, poison on the A2 as well. Also 100% land rate, which is nuts. All she's got to do is have a 100% crit rate, right? So just some like crit rate gauntlets or whatever in the early game. It's fine. As long as she's critting with this A2, it's double poison, man. And the only thing the skill books are doing is reducing the cooldown a little bit. And then she brings some poison activation as well, albeit on a 6-10 cooldown on the A3. Poison activation? Yeah, it might be worth booking this eventually if you're still getting a lot of use out of Elnaril, but for like a super early game account, the reliable HP burn and the reliable double poison, even on a 4-10 cooldown, is so valuable on its own. without the bucks, man. She's really quite a solid starter legendary. And so now I hand it over to you guys, man. Which legendary champion did I miss? Legendary champs that just do great without the legendary skill books, man. That obviously there's a lot of legendary champs that you don't want to book just because they're bad, because they're just not very good. Looking at you, Skeletor, you know, that's not really what we were talking about in this video, right? Champions that are good and can give you great value on your account without the books, man. Let me know which ones I missed down below, man. Hey, while you're down there, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, man, with Corrado, Foxender, and some S-tier epic champions as you level up your account, make sure to start your new account right now, man, by clicking on the beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you all did enjoy. And I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.